Hello, everyone. It's Royce here, and I want to thank you all for joining me and watching this video. This video is being created basically for my membership. I have a membership, people are joining it, and I'm creating exclusive content just for my members only. I really appreciate all the support they've given me. I appreciate all the support everyone's given me. But when you join the membership, that's kind of an extra layer of support. So I'm putting extra perks on for my members only. The name of this video is Don't Let Me Down, the Beatles song inspired by Jimi Hendrix. Okay. When Hendrix initially took the world by storm, everybody who went to see him left the show with their minds blown and their jaws dragging on the floor and a song in their heart. The Beatles were far from immune to the Hendrix effect. So, what we have here is Paul McCartney and George Harrison first saw Jimi Hendrix live during his appearance at the Seville Theatre in London on May 29th, 1967. Now, this was only 3 days after the Beatles had released their iconic psychedelic record and probably my favorite record, Sgt Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, a record I used to listen to continuously with my older brothers out at his apartment in Las Vegas when I was 15 years old. Okay. They had just released Sgt Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Jimmy opened that night when George and Paul went to see him. Jimmy opened the show with the Beatles' new song, Sgt. Peppers. Okay. Even to a veteran songwriter like Paul McCartney, it was obvious that Hendrix had something very, very special as Hendrix opened the new Beatles songs in his own way. The curtain flew back. Hendrix came strutting out, walking forward, recalled McCartney playing Sgt. Peppers. And it had only been released on Thursday. Who does that? So that was like the ultimate compliment to us, said McCartney. Hendrix made the song his own, like he always did, like so many artists do. You don't want to just copy someone else's song. So played it completely differently, right? Soloing over it, using his classic running licks and incorporating a whammy bar into the proceedings. And we were going, wow, that's great. So from there, Hendrix began influencing musicians all over the world. His guitar style was both unique and infectious, and many musicians tried their best to imitate it. Paul McCartney has already admitted that a few of his songs had a Hendrix influence, one of the most prevalent of which is Taxman, which featured a guitar solo that McCartney wanted to sound like Hendrix. George, let me have a go for the solo because I have an idea. It was early Jimi Hendrix days, and I was trying to persuade George to do something like, feedback and just crazy stuff on the guitar like Hendrix did. I was showing him what I wanted, and George said, well, you do it. That wasn't the only Beatles song where you can hear a Hendrix influence, though. The Seattle guitarist was renowned for his soloing. He was also great at playing around with chords. When you listen to the tracks like Bold as Love, Little Wing, and Hey Joe, he was able to not only play a chord, but improvise over it, creating exciting runs and picking combinations that were excellent to listen to. The Beatles had never used this chord technique before Hendrix, but afterwards, a couple of songs could be heard. One of the most popular is the hit Don't Let Me Down. If that song had been written a few years earlier, says Paul, it would have just used a simple strumming structure. Instead, the chord is plucked, and then octaves and soloing are used to mimic the vocals on the track. This is similar to the guitar style Jimi Hendrix was, famous for. So that's my little story here, folks. That's my little story. I hope you enjoy it. I've got a very old copy of Sgt. Pepper's. As I said, me and my friends, 15 years old, not old enough to drive, we'd hitchhike out to my older brother's house, Robin Hood was his name actually, in Las Vegas, and we would, maybe get a little high and listen to Sgt. Pepper's, among other things, Cream and some Creedence and some other Beatles stuff. Ultimately, Magical Mystery Tour came out, and that was added to our playlist. And it was one of the best times of my life doing that with my older brother 9 years my senior, died in his 40s, and it's just these are the best memories I have of my brother, is listening to these Beatles songs. So I just want to say I want to thank everybody that's joined the membership. The membership has been growing, and I'm going to try to add a lot more new content, new interesting things for my members that are adding an extra layer of support to the show. Now, once in a while, these videos will leave membership as the membership videos build up higher. They will leave the membership and be put out to the public, but many of them are going to stay in the membership and be in there for a very, very long time. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate you joining me. I really appreciate all the support, and I hope you really enjoy this video. And that's what's happening in Royce's world today. Thank you.